Speaking of technology, I am here with Dr. Gary Bradt, and we're talking today about how he makes his, if you've seen the last two videos, you'll know that his presentations are very dynamic and very interactive. But can you talk us through a little bit more about your virtual presentations, Gary?
Danielle, virtual's been so much fun for me. Because when it first came around, I said, you know what, I'm doing pretty well. I'll kind of wait for in-person stuff to come back. Because everybody's going to start going, oh, I'm a virtual speaker. And I wasn't a virtual speaker. And here's another business tip. I've never really gotten ahead by following the herd. I've gone more by following my own instincts and listening to really smart people, but not going, oh, I better go virtual. However, I had some really smart people who over time said, hello, Gary, you're the change guy. This is a change. You seem to be struggling with it. Why don't you follow your own take your own medicine and maybe kind of try a few new things? And I said, I can't argue with that. So I said, if I'm going to do it, I want to do it right. So I started talking to people. How do you do good virtual presentations? And I read a bunch of stuff on the internet, and I talked to professional video people and audio people and lighting people and all of that stuff. And then I said, okay, now I think I'm ready to do it. And then what I've discovered is that virtual presentations are a much more intimate environment. You know, when you're on a stage, you go, whoa, I'm giving a speech. The key is when you're doing virtual, like right now, I'm looking at my camera, but I'm looking at you. I'm looking at every person that I'm speaking with, and I'm likely speaking with them in their home. So the key to a virtual presentation, it's almost like going from a big theater presenting, you know, acting on a stage in a theater to going to a TV environment where you have close up, and it's a much more intimate environment. Number two, you need to keep virtual moving. Because people are sitting there, you know, when they're sitting there in the audience at a big meeting live, you know, it's kind of hard to get up and wander out. Hey, right now you could go, this Gary guy is boring. I'm going to go get a ham sandwich, you know, take the dog for a walk or whatever. Nobody will know. So you've got to do your homework as always. Know what those issues are, but talk to people person to person. Have some really good stories that are human stories that have a business application. And if you do slides should not be your primary thing. Slides should be simple. They should have nice graphics on them, and they should move along. And then depending on the size of the organization, so for example, I did one a couple of weeks ago. We had almost 500 people on a Zoom.
Wow, that's a lot of people on Zoom.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Yeah. And that's another thing that I've learned with virtual presentations. To do it really well, you gotta collaborate with your client on how to design this stuff. Because like that particular client, they go, Gary, we've never done a Zoom thing like this before.
Oh, that's a great point.
And that's where my consulting comes in handy, because I've worked with a lot of businesses, and sometimes you uncover it. You know what, Danielle, it takes a lot more work, which I really enjoy, because usually, you know, you do 1 or 2 calls and you're ready to go. They know how to do large meetings. A lot of people don't know how to do virtual. So you do like 5 or 6 calls. And rather than just kind of coming in and doing your presentation, I end up helping them design the meeting and design the flow of the meeting, maybe even address some organizational issues that we need to address so that the meeting will go a little bit better. And then, you know, so like on that one where we had 500 people, you know, I spoke for a little bit, and then we sent them out into breakout rooms, and then they come back and you debrief that. We took another little break. When they came back, I have fun. I kind of developed this little game of Jeopardy where I kind of build in questions that tie into my presentation. And the first couple of times I did it, I said, that's kind of corny. Nobody's going to like that. People love it. And it's perfect for virtual, you know, because you go, all right, here's, you know, the answer is, blah, 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 and people type in their answers. Oh, they get all excited. So anything you can do to engage people. The most important thing, of course, is content. The content has to be real. It has to be authentic. And it has to be practical. My focus is to give an inspirational message with practical application. So if you put all those things together, virtual is really a great environment. And I haven't had to jump on a plane yet, and I've done a whole bunch of them. That's not bad either.